If you converted to Judaism, you are Jewish. The law of return is clear on this, and the Jewish agency accepts it. What the Jewish agency also does, as a matter of process and policy, is ask more questions, require more documents, and take considerably more time to reach a decision than they do for applicants whose Jewish status is established through birth. I want to be honest with you about why this is, without minimizing either the difficulty or the injustice that some converts experience in the process. The Jewish state has an interest in ensuring that Aliyah under the law of return is not used as a mechanism for immigration by people who have performed a nominal conversion without genuine intent to live as a Jew. This concern is understandable in principle. In practice, the processes that have evolved to address it can be time-consuming, sometimes invasive, and occasionally inconsistent in their application. Conservative and Reform conversions, in particular, face a more difficult path than Orthodox conversions, not because they are invalid as Jewish movements, but because the chief rabbinate of Israel, which has influence over the interior ministry's practice, does not recognize non-Orthodox conversions for the purposes of personal status within Israel. The law of return is a different framework from halachic personal status, and conversions under all three major movements are theoretically eligible for Aliyah. In practice, the scrutiny applied is uneven. If you converted under an Orthodox movement affiliated with a recognized rabbinical body, your process is likely to be more straightforward, though it will still require additional documentation. If you converted under a conservative or reform movement, be prepared for a longer process, possible requests for additional evidence, and the possibility of a longer wait. Organizations such as ITIM in Israel offer specialist guidance and advocacy for converts navigating this process. What documents are required in addition to the standard Aliyah file? First, your conversion certificate. This must be signed by 3 members of the Beit Din, the rabbinical court, that supervise your conversion. It must state the date and location of the conversion and the names of the supervising rabbis. Second, a letter from the supervising rabbi or the head of the community in which the conversion took place. This letter must describe the conversion process in detail: the content of your studies, the duration of your preparation, how the rabbi accepts and prepares candidates, and examples of the topics you studied. It must be written on official letterhead with the rabbi's original ink signature. Third, a personal letter from you, explaining your motivation for converting to Judaism and describing your involvement in Jewish community life before, during, and after the conversion. This must be written in English or Hebrew. Fourth, a community involvement letter documenting your active participation in a recognized Jewish community for at least 9 months before the conversion and at least 9 months after. The requirement for 9 months of pre-conversion community participation and 9 months of post-conversion participation is the standard applied by the Jewish agency. If your conversion took place some years ago and you have been a fully engaged member of your Jewish community since then, your continued involvement is the relevant evidence. But if your conversion is recent, you should be aware that the 9-month post-conversion participation requirement means that the Aliyah process cannot be rushed, regardless of how quickly you gather your documents. Build extra time into your timeline. Engage with the process openly and honestly. And consider speaking with ITIM or another specialist organization, particularly if you encounter unexpected obstacles, before assuming the worst.